Hi, this is Guld with Geeks On Tour, and along with my husband Jim, we are old dogs learning new tricks, and we teach along the way on our website, geeksontour.com. We usually teach about photos and maps and smartphones, but these days it's important to learn how to work with online meetings, and we teach Zoom for that. If you go to our website and click on our YouTube show, you'll see episode 186 taught the basics of using Zoom for online meetings. Then the following week, we invited our Geeks on Tour premium members to come into a real Zoom meeting with us, and we told them we would record it and put it on YouTube. What you're about to see is that meeting. It is the complete meeting, warts and all. We think it's kind of important for you to see how these things really work. It's about an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour long, and there's about 50 participants. This recording is of my screen in the Zoom meeting, so you will see when I click on share screen, etc. So it's a little bit different from what other people would see in a Zoom recording. We start by showing you before the meeting actually started. We think it's important for people in online meetings to get together a few minutes beforehand, test their mics and their cameras, and just get comfortable, kind of like in a real meeting. So with that, here you go. And are you having meals delivered?
Well, actually, some places have to have them delivered. We do go to the bistro and pick up our own food and bring it back home.
We used Zoom for happy hour yesterday, and our technical crew, we call ourselves JCats, is now meeting 3 mornings a week on Zoom.
Oh, that's terrific.
Wow.
And Debbie's got set up our Monday general meeting for Zoom. We're busy out here.
Really? Yeah, if you're into any online stuff at all, this is not a slow time.
Yeah, what Paul's referring to, we have a Monday night meeting, which, it's part social and part informational, and it's been going on for 30 years, I've heard. And, it's a great way for the board to communicate with the members. And we had a practice session with the board the other day, and there was a lot of glitches, and it didn't work perfect, and we laughed a lot, and we're going to give it a go. And, I think it's going to be a fun experiment.
Yep, as long as you can laugh. As long as you can laugh and reboot.
And as you always say, blessed are the flexible, for they shall not break.
They shall not get bent out of shape. Yes, very much. And I see we have at least one mobile device on. That'll be good to see some stuff. And this will be a lot of just chatting, but I do have some actual. I told Jim, I'm going to do a little bit of teaching here too.
And I said, "There's nothing I can do to stop her." Right?
But I will wait till 2 o'clock or 2:01 before I start my.
No, I don't know what you're doing, but no.
And if you twist it a little bit, I can watch from here.
That was John Murray. Yes.
Okay.
Hey,
Tom Parks. Hello. We don't hear you, and it doesn't look like you're muted.
They might not have a microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Unmute him.
Can't.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, Tom Parks, say something. We're not hearing you.
I'm not hearing you.
Good morning.
There.
No, that's Don.
Oh.
Good morning, Don.
Jim. Morning, Chris. Morning, everybody.
Hi, Don. And look at that. We now have more people than fit on one screen. So if you are looking at gallery view, just an FYI, you should have a little right arrow on the right middle of the screen and a left arrow on the left. That'll take you to the multiple screens.
The other day, one of our board members called this the Brady Bunch view.
I call it Hollywood Squares. Is that dating me more than Brady Bunch? I don't know.
All of us. We're all of us.
Yeah. I'm in the right crowd. Yeah, that's no problem.
Chris, I would have thought going to the next page would have given me two separate views, but it doesn't.
No, yeah, it just goes to give you more people.
Yeah.
And it keeps some of the same people too.
It does.
It just makes sure that you are seeing everybody.
Right.
You know, it
Hey,
adds.
Chris?
Yes.
I'm totally new to Zoom, so I'm
Good.
kind of here just to learn.
We are, but this will
right
be
place.
beginning. You're in the right place.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
We're all learning here, okay?
Absolutely.
Some of us are at a higher level than others, but we're all still learning.
The only one here we all look to for the answers is Michael Daniels. He's labeled with Tinkering with Tech there. He has done a lot of this. But I was just telling, and Jim and I have been using it for several years. But, oh my, I've learned so much this week. This Zoom is very capable. It can do so much. But, yeah, we're not going to do all of that today. Definitely not going to do all of that today. In fact,
Yeah, I just want to say I'm working with a computer club about this and getting that set up, but I've been jamming with an acoustic music group since 1992, and Saturday was the first time we could not get together. So I set up a Zoom jam, a virtual jam.
Awesome.
We could not play at the same time because of feedback and such, but I would mute everybody except one person who would play, and we would all, with ours muted, we would play along and sing along with him. So it was a little bit awkward. I did record it. If I have anything of value, I'll share it with you.
Cool. Okay.
But it's and we're going to do another one Wednesday. Everybody was so excited about it and so happy to see each other. So thank you. Thank you for last Sunday. That's what got me started, was last Sunday, and I've just taken off with it.
Michael has a question.
Or a statement, probably.
Yeah, I would just like to add to that. I know that I know of some people that do this exact same thing. And one thing you can do, one thing that Zoom allows is as the host, they can allow you to record. So you could actually record your sound and have all those sounds come together and then be able to bring those together in a certain app and do that stuff, because I know that's been done in the past. So it's kind of cool. You're right. Because of the sync issues during the live stream and all of that, you're right. It's not going to work. But if you record on your own, and all those recordings come back together when you were playing together, you can sync those up. It's kind of cool. I've seen like 2 or 3 people do that. It's really kind of neat.
So if each attendant player would record their own video or own audio and then send it to one person, we could sync all that together.
Exactly. That's exactly what I've actually done that. I had an old garage band that we did that actually. We had a drummer that lived in Atlanta. And so what we would do is we would all play and do our part, record it. And then he had all the equipment to put it all together and put the sound together. But Zoom works great for that because it does a really, really decent, because you can separate the audio and everything. Just throwing that out there. But
excellent. I'll look into it, and because I am recording them, and this is exciting to be able to do this. So thank you.
Okay, well, I see that it is 2 minutes after 2. So welcome, everybody, and thanks for playing. This is our new reality, getting to meet online. And I think everybody already knows us. I'm Chris. He's Jim. Oh, we don't have our hats. Oh, well. Will they know us without our hats?
I think yours is in the hall.
Well,
we don't need our hats for this, I don't think.
Well, I can wear my real hat here because I'm in my office that does not have a green screen. In case you've ever wondered why we wear hats without a brim, it's because the brim on these is green. And when we're using the green screen technology, it knocks out anything that's green and it looks like we have a hole in our heads. So these are the ones we wear when we're at live presentations. Well, I'd like to start with something that I just learned how to do this week, and let's see if it works, okay? I made a poll to ask you all about your Zoom experience, and it tells me that attendees are now viewing this poll.
And it's true, I am.
Hey, so there's just 2 questions. How many Zoom meetings have you attended? And how many Zoom meetings have you hosted? And I am seeing the results. It's showing me that we have 9 people so far that this is their first Zoom meeting. Cool. And 14 that have 2 to 10. So the majority of people, this is their between 2 and 10. And only 1 at more than 50? I'll bet, Jim, I think we've attended more than 50.
Yes, we have.
Not hosted.
That's true.
Okay. And Most people have hosted none, but it looks like we have some people who have. Hey, this is pretty cool. It works. It
Chris,
works.
how can you show us that screen that you're looking at of the poll?
When I end poll, it says that you will, or I have an option to show it to you. Okay. When I end it, and the final results, if you will. So far, it says 85% of you have voted. So a couple more people. You don't see the poll?
I don't see the poll.
Okay. How about, do you maybe need to be in gallery view? Are you seeing the Hollywood squares, all our boxes?
That doesn't seem to matter.
Or are you seeing one? Okay.
No, I'm seeing just you right now. Oh, wait. No, this is a Zoom one.
Are you on mobile?
I'm on my laptop. I'm not on a phone. I'm on my laptop.
I saw the poll in chat, so can you click on chat down the bottom? That's where I saw.
I see chat. I love the green screen effect. It's marvelous. How did you do that? I see John's.
But no, the poll should be just popping up on top of everything.
I see Tanya. I see Tanya when you do that.
Do you have more than one monitor?
I don't see the poll anymore. It was there, but it disappeared. I guess after I voted, maybe.
You have to submit it, I think, on the bottom.
I can see and type a message, but I don't see the poll. And I do have my laptop connected to another screen, but it's showing the same thing. It's not like multiple displays.
Okay.
Well, if you look at one of the displays, will have a meeting ID at the top. And when you move your mouse over that, you should see at the upper right, it should say speaker view or gallery view. And if you can hit gallery view, it might change. Because you're using two monitors, things look different. And you can make it have full screen or have it.
All right. Well, I'm
sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not seeing what you just said. I don't see where I can click to do a gallery view. I see that it says recording at the top. I see that I'm talking.
Yeah.
And your camera isn't on either. Is that intentional?
No, I said join video, and then I said join audio. When I say audio, does it turn my video off? Okay, no. Start my video. I see this. Okay. Allow. Now can you see me?
Yep.
Getting there.
You see something.
Yeah, I don't see myself either. I see a box that popped up, but I don't see my.
Are you by any chance on a computer there we go.
Okay. Because I had the lid of the laptop under the other screen. So
okay.
But I still don't see a poll.
Well, sorry, I'm gonna go on, and I'll show you how to get help in Zoom. So I'm gonna click on end polling and share results. Wow. So now are you seeing, what do you see? Oh yeah, so now you should be seeing what I was seeing, the results. So it's telling us that the majority of people have attended 2 to 10 meetings and that they've hosted 0. So everybody sees that? That's pretty cool. Now I even thought, and this is the only poll I made, but I thought, wow, I could do my review questions this way. This could really be a teaching tool. So the next thing I want to show you, and this kind of follows along with the poll results, I'm going to share my screen just to here. Stop sharing myself. Okay. So to get more help on Zoom, their website is amazing. Their help center. You go to zoom.us and you click on support in the upper right-hand corner, and you get an amazing amount of short videos, long videos, just written documentation, everything. And we will go there in a minute. But first, I want to, so when I say Zoom meeting controls, I'm talking about, you see where the red arrows are pointing where it says unmute and stop video, and you go to the right along there. Those are your main Zoom meeting controls. And if you don't see them, it just means that they've been hidden while the meeting is in process. If you just wiggle your mouse or tap the screen on a mobile device, you should see those controls come up. And I want you to try, and I think, yeah, I need for everybody to know how to do this. So find that little microphone button and click it once, click it again, and just notice what happens. That turns your audio on and off. and leave it off, put it back to off, go ahead and try it, but then put it back to off so that the sound doesn't interfere when we have this many people on. Also try the video. Click on the little video icon and your video will go away. Now, some of you will just see a name and some of you will see an image. Those of you who have an image, that tells me that you actually have a Zoom account and you have uploaded an image for your profile. So if you want to see an image rather than just the name, then that's what you, yeah, see how I have a little picture? That's because I do have an account. I'm logged in on my free account. Jim is hosting the meeting on our pay for account, but I am in the meeting in a free account, but I can still upload a picture for my profile image.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
All I've got is your screen. I can't find those. I saw them once and they disappeared.
My screen. So
your screen that's white background. It says click on icon to turn off /on, and I see all those, but they aren't active on my laptop.
Oh, you're still sharing. Chris is sharing her screen.
Okay. Now I see you.
Right.
Okay.
So whoever has the focus. Now on your screen, are you on a laptop?
Yes.
All right. When you move your mouse across the laptop up at the top, you should see some more controls pop up. And you have a speaker view and a gallery view and a enter full screen up in the upper right-hand corner. Do you see those things?
No.
No.
Oh, Dave Gottdiner. How about down at the bottom? Bottom left, mute and stop video.
Yes, I have that. Yes.
There you go. That's it.
Gotcha.
That's it. And they do disappear when you don't touch your mouse for a little bit, or at least that's the default. I've turned on a setting on mine to say leave them on there at all times and don't make them disappear. So there is such a setting. Good. Okay. Good. Okay, I'm going to go back to sharing because there's something else I want you all to do.
And when Chris goes to sharing her screen, she takes over everybody's screen. Or at least one of them.
I was going to say, I'm sitting here and I've got a panel on the right with some members over on top of the screen.
Okay, that's your participants. You can click and unclick that to make it come and go. There's also
Okay, that's actually the next slide. But first, still on this slide, notice that in addition to the mute and video icons, there's a little up arrow next to each one of them. If you click on the up arrow, you'll see lots more options. So for example, I'm on a headset. I also have a microphone on my computer. If I want to make sure that my sound is going through Zoom on the headset, I would click on that little up arrow next to the microphone, and you can see your different selections and different options there. Changing your name. So for example, I noticed or here, I'm going to use Olive Cousin as an example because his name is not Olive and his last name is not Cousin. I happen to know that he's Bill and his wife Karen is usually with him. So if he wanted to change just that name that appears, he would click on the little 3 dot. If you move your mouse around your little Hollywood square, you should see 3 dots. Or you can even just right click right on your face and you should see rename as an option. When you click on rename, a box appears with your name and you can put in whatever you want. King of the world. Hey, Bill. Yeah, because we know who he is because he is a very loyal follower. And so we're always saying Bill and people are looking around saying, who's Bill? Yes, Michael.
I will add to this. I changed his name to Bill because as a co-host or a host, I can do that as well.
Ah, yeah.
And then he changed it to Bill and Karen afterward, but I changed it to Bill at first.
Yeah, the hosts have a lot of power. Okay, so type new name and enter. Now, chat. Chat is pretty easy to find. It's one of those buttons down at the bottom, one of those controls. You click chat and it should open up a right sidebar. And it should say to everyone. You can chat individually to one person if you want to, but leaving it at everyone, how about everybody just put in hello from and wherever you are. Tell us where you're logged in from today. And I will stop sharing so that you can see your chat. Hilton Head, Atlanta, Jojoba Hills, Sun City, Okemos. Okemos, are you related to TechSmith by any chance? No. Victoria, BC. Leesburg. David Hale, is you the Okemos? Cool. You were on the I joined a webinar for TechSmith last week. Yeah. We love TechSmith. TechSmith makes Camtasia, which is the tool that I use for making our tutorial videos, and Snagit, which is just an amazing way of creating graphics. Okay, hello from Seattle, Sarasota, Basking Ridge, New Jersey. Cool. Well, thanks for playing. Now there's one more. Where did my screen go? If I share screen, there's one more option down there near the chat. You should also see a participants. Do you see where it says manage participants and 48? If you click on that button, it opens up another piece to that sidebar. And you see the name, just a list of the names of all the participants. And that's a place where you can chat with one person individually as well. But the thing that I think is kind of cool, that I only learned just yesterday from Michael, were these, do you see the buttons? It says raise hands, yes, no, go slower, go faster. Those are called nonverbal feedbacks. And I will ask people a question. And so, yeah, everybody who said this was their very first Zoom meeting, how about click on that raise hand? And now all of the rest of us should be able to see a little hand next to names in that participant list. There I see Jan Lee and Joyce. So how about, I would like to ask Jan Lee, how easy or difficult was it if this was your first time? So Jan Lee, unmute.
It was very easy, no problem.
There we go. All right. So isn't that amazing? I mean, I just think that's amazing. Okay, how about Tom Parks?
Yeah, very good.
All right, and you're looking good there. And Don Davidson, this was your first time in a Zoom meeting? Where'd you go?
Oh. Yes, this was my first experience.
Okay, and did you have any problems getting in?
No, the biggest problem I had is I wanted to use it on my MacBook, and I couldn't find the application on the Apple file, and so I finally found it on the Google store. But we got it all hooked up.
Well, I'm curious then, did you try? I thought that you should just have been able to click the link and it did whatever you needed. You don't have to get the app first.
Well, I went and I downloaded it late last night, and so it all worked. But it was strange because it worked on my iPad and it worked on my iPhone, but it wouldn't download to my MacBook. So everything's fine.
Is anybody else here on a MacBook? Let's say, click on the yes. If you're on a MacBook, click on the yes in the nonverbal feedbacks. There we go. So John Murray, you wanna put your 2 cents worth in here?
Hi, there was no problems on the iMac, just joining via the link.
Okay. So you just click the link and it does whatever it needs to do if it has an app.
Let me just mention, can you hear me?
Yes.
I do have a MacBook Pro and it works fine.
Okay, so maybe try again. That was John?
That was Don.
Don that had the issue. Okay, let me go back and see what I had set up for next.
There were a couple other questions there, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Hal?
No question, actually. I couldn't get my microphone to work on my desktop, so I had to use a laptop. Otherwise, so be it.
Yeah, laptops seem to be better equipped for these things than desktops, even with external mics and cameras.
Yeah, we were so accustomed. I mean, we haven't had a desktop in years, being RVers. And the first time we tried to have a Zoom meeting with somebody, we said, "Well, we can't see you. Turn on your camera. We can't, we can't hear you." And it took us a while to realize they were on a desktop that didn't have a camera. So we included that in our instructions now.
And Joe Davis.
Yes.
You had your hand up.
I just responded to Chris.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I use the link.
So then how do you put your hand down? I know I can put people's hands down. Do you see how you can, if you just...
Click it again, I think.
There's a lower hand in the place. If your hand is up, you can lower the hand.
Ah, now Ron is doing something. Do that again, Ron. See the little clapping hand on Ron's? He's using a tool down at the bottom of the screen called reactions. So that's how everybody on their screen can put either a hands up, a thumbs up, or an applause. That's see, this is just more fun than anybody knew. Okay. So you say the hand raise shows on folks' image on the screen, yeah. And then can you even, I think maybe.
In gallery view, I can go to every one of them, and as I ask the question, I can unmute them. So like Tom Vanderbush, I'll unmute you and lower your hand, maybe. Can you hear us? We can't hear you, though. There. We can't hear you. Microphone, check your microphone in the lower left, or if you're on PC.
Yeah, it shows.
There you go.
Okay, well, it shows that I'm on a laptop.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, it just went a little green on the bottom.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can hear. Did you have a question, Tom?
No, not really. This is just my first time with Zoom.us. Our church this morning tried to use GoToMeeting. And the reason I say try is because a lot of the participants didn't know how to unmute their mics. So it became quite an experience, to say the least, this morning.
Okay, cool. This stuff works. A lot of places are doing it. So yeah.
Zoom has quite a reputation for being intuitive, easy, and just good. You know, I mean, look at all these people on here, and you know that they are just slammed these days with everybody needing to meet online with the coronavirus stuff. Okay.
Bill and Karen, did you have another question, Bill?
Yes, I was going to say when Chris was talking about the people with desktops, the desktop aftermarket cameras are a lot of times better than the laptop cameras, and they're fairly inexpensive, and a lot of them have a microphone in them too.
Yeah, and good point. Yeah, you can get the external mics fairly inexpensively. Yeah, Michael.
I just want to add to that right now, there is back order on every single one. You can't get them anywhere on Amazon or Best Buy or Staples or any, and there's price gouging going on. If it's not around $50 or $70 and they're offering it for $300, there's a big thing to do right now. So it's going to be very, very difficult to do that. But Zoom does give you the opportunity to come in with mobile. Probably one of your best cameras that you possibly ever could have is on your cell phone. So just a food for thought there.
Okay, well, we will keep on chatting here a little bit, but while we're chatting, I want everybody to play with going back and forth between gallery view and speaker view. Because
You'll have to unshare.
Huh?
You'll have to unshare.
Oh, right, good. Okay, so take a look at the screen that I'm sharing, and it shows when you're looking at the gallery view, you should have a button that says speaker view in the upper right. When you click that, you'll be looking at a single person, whoever is talking, and to get back to the gallery view, it's that 9-dot grid. So now I will stop sharing so that you can play with it. And I think we had a couple of questions, or somebody just raised their hand.
Charlie and Tanya. Charlie? Where'd Charlie go?
Looks like he put his hand down.
I did that.
Oh. Where's Charlie?
He has a question in comments. I'm not sure if that's what it's about, but he has one over there. He says, "Where am I in the group? Don't see me mug." And it could be the very first thing you went over is switching over to the other 25 or however many it is.
Here's Charlie. I see him in the Hollywood Squares, but I do not hear him. Charlie, can you try and speak?
Sure, but I don't see myself.
Oh, I see you. I do see you. You are there. Michael, aren't our own Hollywood Squares always on the first screen? I thought.
The hosts are usually the first three. And then what it does, anybody that you and this is the way it usually is. Usually it starts with video. If you have video, it will be video first, and then anybody with text usually is pushed to the bottom. Usually. If you come in with a video, you'll still say on the main screen, even though you don't have your video turned on. That's usually the process of the way it works. So it's kind of confusing.
Okay, Charlie, do you see a bunch of Hollywood Squares? You see all of us?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you see a button in the upper right that says speaker view?
Yeah.
Okay, click that and then talk. And that should bring you to the...
Okay, well, I see that, but I don't see myself. When I early in the meeting, I saw myself both in Hollywood View and in this,
Huh.
4 pictures on the right side. So do you see it?
I see you, yes. And it looks good, too. Your quality is good.
Sound could be better.
Yeah, sound is a little muffled.
So, Chris, when you come in and you talk on screen, do you come up for you? I'm just curious.
In speaker view, no, I don't. You're right.
Yeah, so it won't come up for yourself, but
Yeah.
he should, in the gallery view, he should see himself as one of those squares. And that's why I'm saying, if he clicks on that little arrow to the right of the screen, he might be on the second page, and that's where you might be for that. That's all I was suggesting.
He was on another page, but when he finally spoke, he came to the lower right-hand corner of the first screen.
Yeah, gotcha. Warren, just so you know, our views are different. We don't always see exactly what everyone else sees too. Just because it's that way for us doesn't mean that they're on the same screen and stuff. Just FYI, just to throw that out there.
Yeah, each individual person is in control of their view.
But when someone speaks, do they come to the first screen?
No, not in the Hollywood Squares. In the Hollywood Squares, the person who speaks gets a yellow outline.
And Charlie came into the first screen when he spoke. He moved into the lower right-hand corner.
That was probably just coincidence. As Michael taught me yesterday, when people turn off their video, that pushes their Hollywood Square to the end. And then that leaves room on the first screen for somebody to fill in that spot. That's my thought as to why Charlie came into the first screen. Because yes, Charlie's on the first screen for me now too.
I'm thinking because what we're seeing on screen is the 25 people on the very first screen if you're on the first screen. So for example, if anyone else comes in and chats, I think they move to that bottom right square, I think, but I don't know that. There's a lot to this, so I'm not sure, and I haven't really had this many people on to test this particular thing.
Well, speak to somebody on the second screen and see if they come forward. Call on somebody on screen too.
Jerry Bertelson is saying he wants to speak. Go ahead, Jerry.
When I go to gallery view, the Hollywood Squares, I have to search for my picture. But in speaker view, my picture is on the very left of the top row. In fact, I beat Michael and Jim, which they should be first and second. I'm better than you guys.
Well,
so I don't know if that's happening for Charlie or not, because when he's looking at speaker view, he may just be looking at the big picture. He needs to look at the top row. I'm gonna mute now.
Okay.
And I'm clueless what I'm doing in a number second spot. When I'm looking at my speaker view, I'm right next to Chris, just ahead of Michael Daniels.
Huh.
So they're all saying to me, they're coming in privately saying, what are you doing up there? I answered clueless privately.
Well, I think we all are.
I wanted to say that my picture is next to Chris. And so I think that yours is next to Chris because that helps you find your
Bingo. That makes sense. Thank you.
Oh.
I'll mute myself again.
I feel so loved. Everybody's next to me.
This is Paul. My screen's obviously different. I'm second, next to Jim, between Jim and Michael, and Chris, you're over to the right a little bit.
Yeah, see, so everybody's screen is different, and you have no control over where those squares go either in the Zoom things. And as we mute our audio and video, or when we mute our video, turn off our cameras, when we come back on, everybody comes up in different spots. So, and every screen is different. I can get 49 of these squares on my one screen before I have to go to a second screen. A lot of people can only get, what, 20?
And that's because of your monitor, right?
Because I have a big monitor. One of my monitors has a lot of pixels.
Now, just one other, if you're in speaker view, do you notice that the Hollywood squares for other people are up at the top or over on the side? And there's more than you can see. So there's little arrows left and right that you can scroll through all the people up there too. Okay, yes.
I have a question, please.
Okay.
Sorry,
Tanya.
I still do not have a gallery view, and I disconnected my external monitor, and it was the same thing, and I connected back again. And I have no gallery view or any way to turn it on that I see. After the session,
What device?
help view, but I just wanted to say I just don't have it. If anybody has any suggestions.
What device are you using?
I am on an Asus laptop computer with an HP external monitor.
But you
Windows PC.
detached the external monitor, right?
Windows 10, latest version. I'm on
Okay,
Chrome.
and you do know when we say gallery view, we're talking about in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little 9-dot grid.
I have no 9-dot grid, not
Okay.
anywhere. I only have something that will show full screen, which I've tried that, and that doesn't help either.
Well, when it's if you want, but you can leave the meeting and come back often when people are having weird issues. I mean, what do you think, Michael? I mean, she should absolutely have a 9-dot grid in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, I would suggest that. Go out and come back in. Just come back in with that link.
If you want, if it doesn't bother you enough, you can stay.
Unless she's in speaker view.
Yeah, but she doesn't even see
she won't
that.
have them.
But she doesn't even see that. She doesn't see the 9 grid, or she doesn't see speaker view. She doesn't see anything.
I'll do that. It's like rebooting a computer. I'll do that.
Exactly.
Right,
exactly.
Before you go, Tanya, excuse me, the one thing I heard you say is that you're in Chrome.
Yes, I am in Chrome.
So are you in the Zoom program or you're on the website?
Excellent point.
I logged in and I clicked the link. So I did not start Zoom. I started from the link from my member page. That's right.
Jolyn, that is a great point, Jolyn. You're exactly right, because you're in the browser base, and the browser base does not have all the same features. Okay. So what you would have to download the Zoom app onto your computer and then access it from that point to get the same features and stuff. So that's an excellent point and a lesson learned for everyone.
Thank you, Alan.
Well, but it's been my experience that even if you just click on the link and go to the Chrome, then it prompts you to download, and
Yeah,
I mean, and it just kind of happens all automatically. So
Yes, but you can bypass that. You don't
Actually,
have to have that.
only if we have it in our settings.
Actually, I think I have
Allow
downloaded
it.
Zoom before. I have been in one other Zoom meeting for helping my grandkid get on to her first grade class. So at that point, I did have to install Zoom. So I do have it, but I did start from the link. I'm in the browser.
Okay, I really want to go on, guys.
Go ahead.
Because, yeah, I do have a few other things, and we're already at 40 minutes. I said that I was going to teach you today the share screen and the virtual background. So that's here's what Jolyn was referring to, Tanya. If you look at the very bottom of your screen, your computer taskbar, you should see a little Zoom icon if you are using the Zoom app. And that's how to get back to the Zoom meeting if for chance you went and looked at email or something like that. All right, virtual background. And this is just so much fun. I mean, I see that Mike Folker and Jolyn have already done a virtual background, and Warren Wilson, looks like you're doing the one without a green screen. So if you're looking at Warren Wilson, you see that part of his face, he tends to kind of come and go like a ghost, and I'll explain that. But there are three basic steps. Step 1, you click on the little up arrow next to the video camera, and you should see an option for choose virtual background. Then number 2, if this is the very first time you've ever done this, it might ask you, I mean, it did me when I logged in with a brand new account, download Smart Virtual Background Package. You click download, and for me at least, it only took a couple seconds. And then you were able to choose one of the standard pictures. So there's a few images that they give you automatically, and then if you want to add your own, you click on this little plus to add pictures from your computer. And then third step, I say check the rest of your settings. So click on the video, and there is mirror my video. So if you have any writing on you, so for example, my Geeks on Tour, you don't want it to be backwards, and you need mirror my video on. And touch up my appearance. Hey, I need all the help I can get. So I appreciate that. What it does is just kind of smooths your face a little bit. So everybody, I'll stop sharing in a second, although it doesn't matter. You can be doing this while I'm talking. This is only to do with your computer. So you click the up arrow next to stop video, next to video, choose virtual background, download the virtual background package if requested, and choose an option. And then you just X out of it to get that window out of the way, and we should be seeing you with a virtual background. Now, notice for me, I do not have a green screen behind me. Now, what green screen is the kind of professional way of doing virtual backgrounds. It means your camera software knows how to ignore anything green and replace it with other things. But Zoom has this cool capability that even without a green screen, it does it by seeing the distance. You know, it can tell that I'm closer to the camera and the wall is further away. So I can choose a virtual background even though I do not have a green screen. And mine looks pretty good because I have good lighting and there really is a pretty big distance between me and the wall behind me. Now, if yours doesn't work as well, the lighting is the #1 key. All right, so everybody have some fun with that. I see, Paul, is that a green pen you're, okay, do you have a green screen? Let me see. Let's ask people to click on that yes if you do have a green screen.
Not sure how I would know.
You would know. Show him. Yeah, look at Michael Daniels. He has a green background.
Oh, green background.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually has a green background behind him.
Got it.
Chris, question.
Yes.
This is Hugh. Two things. One, I made a comment trying to ask what's the best way to ask a question without disturbing. Raising the hand isn't working, and typing a note isn't working. So if you have a question,
we're just ignoring you, that's all.
but I wanted to say that I'm on a Chromebook. Jim let me in. I'm on twice. Once on my Chromebook, and I'm seeing the gallery view just fine. So that's working fine. The other thing I want to say is for those who are going to present, consider using Zoom's excellent dual monitor support to host your meeting. This does not mean mirroring your thing. You don't want to mirror your desktop. You want them as separate, but use a dual monitor. Finally, you can use an iPad as a dual monitor, lots of different ways on a Mac or a PC.
Now it looks like, Michaela, you've jumped ahead of us and you're sharing your screen. Is that, yes, Hugh, and good point. Was it Hugh or Michael that said you do need a really good computer for this virtual background to work well as well?
It simply won't, Chris, it simply
quad core, yeah.
It won't work. I've got a 2015 MacBook Pro, $2,500 computer that it won't work on.
Wow.
Because it's a dual core processor and it takes a quad core processor.
Ah.
Yeah, that was, Chris, that was my question, because I get none when it says choose a virtual background. So that means my computer's not capable of taking that program?
It will tell you.
It just says none.
Well, you would have none until it didn't prompt you to download the virtual.
No.
Okay, then.
How old is your computer?
Oh, it's pretty old. It's an old HP. This is the laptop, so it's an old HP laptop.
Yeah, yeah. Good chance the video is not capable of doing that. You need a pretty powerful computer, but most computers in the last 2-3 years will probably work if they were higher end.
Yeah, no. If I can get it on my desktop with a microphone, then that'll have enough power. But this isn't doing it. Okay.
Okay.
Michael.
Hal, you said that you don't see virtual background?
Oh, no, I have virtual background as a choice, but when I click on it, it says choose virtual background none.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure and clarify on that.
Yeah,
okay.
No, I had it.
Also, Hugh, you brought up a good point about dual desktops, but I want to tell you this. The results with certain things like screen sharing and stuff like that is totally different. I've used dual, if you ever watch my live game show, I have where screen share is separate from the actual Zoom window, and I use dual monitors, but I also have 5 monitors. So you get different results with dual monitors. So be very, very careful, because a lot of the things that Chris is discussing and teaching today is a different result with dual monitor. I just wanted to put that out there because you see different things. Trust me, I've been doing this for a very, very long time.
Speaking of your game show, people need the link to that. Or
Michael, you're exactly right to that. But once you start and get used to your setup, you'll never go back.
we just enabled dual monitors for me, and I'm kind of lost. I gotta tell you. I'm saying, wait a minute, what's this? What's there? The only reason I'm well, yeah. Okay. One little hint for assuming that you are able to do virtual backgrounds, then the next thing is you're going to be saying, well, what's the best virtual background? What should I get? And I, for example, really like the kind of blurred, like this one. This one I really like. Instead of it being fancy, it's just really focuses, and it gives me kind of a halo. So this image was not in your preset package. I just go to the web and search for background images and make sure that you find ones that are copyright free and download them to your computer, and then you can upload them, and you can just have tons of fun with just vague ones or specific ones, like Jim has a library behind him. Okay, I think, well, there's lots more, but the last thing that I had said I would definitely do was share your screen. So, and it's kind of hard to share the screen about sharing the screen, so I just did a couple of screenshots instead, and we'll go and take a look at one of Zoom's videos. So, to share your screen, it's 3 steps. Can you see the red number 1 in the bottom of the screenshot? It's right above the green share screen button. Number 2, select the screen to share. And I want to really make you pay attention to this. Notice on my screenshot there, the top 2 says screen 1 and screen 2. What does that mean? Those are separate monitors. So if I chose screen 1 and then shared, anything that's appearing on that monitor will be shown to the audience. Same thing if I choose screen 2. It's actually more advisable. So I am right now sharing with you a slide deck. Well, that slide deck is open on one particular window on my computer. Instead of sharing a whole screen, I clicked on the slide deck. So I cannot, by accident, show you something that I didn't mean. It will only be on that slide deck. I can't show you anything else. So there's reasons for both of them, but that's just something real important to. And then number 3, you click on share. And yes, let's go. Oh, here's where I forgot that I had another slide to explain that. Monitor 1, monitor 2, once you share screen, anything displayed on that monitor will show. And with just one browser tab, only that will show. If what you're sharing is a video, you have to make sure to click on this little button to share computer sound. So does anybody, let's see a raise of hand if anybody, now only one person can share, because as you see, it kind of takes over the whole screen. So who would like to try it? Is that, is that what your hand is up for, Warren? I'm calling on Warren Wilson. Where'd you go?
What? I'm watching him.
Warren. He's having trouble finding his unmute. Okay.
I know where it is.
Okay.
I didn't raise my hand. Come on. No.
Oh, well, maybe.
I did have it up, but it wasn't.
It wasn't
somebody
for
else
that?
wants to do this.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I see one other hand up. Larry B. Was that because you wanted to? And then if not, we'll make you do it, Warren.
That was from my previous question I had about I wanted to change my
profile picture while we were on, and I couldn't figure out. I mean, I was on a different screen. I logged in and set my picture, but it didn't seem like it was showing up right away when I did the stop video. But then about a minute later, it started working. So, and then also, I wanted a way to get to settings where you have a whole slew of choices like video and audio. And the only way I can see to get to all of those choices is to hit the up arrow next to video and hit video settings. And then there you can go, you can tab to any of the other settings. But that's just my observation. That's all I have.
Yeah, that's a good point. You usually play around with settings when you're not in a meeting, because some of them need to be set before you come into the meeting.
Right, but I wanted to do it so that I could show my. So what happened when I did a stop video to show my profile picture? That's what I looked like when before I.
Before you shave in the morning.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So I shared your email.
Okay. So one way to change your profile picture in the middle of a meeting is to click on your name in the list of participants over on that right sidebar, and when you click on more, you should see edit profile picture. That's what there's several ways of doing anything, you know. So Catherine, I see a hand up. Do you want to share screen?
Chris, I'm sharing a screen.
Oh.
That's your email to me.
Oh, okay, I see. Great. Okay, so easy. And then do you see, is it obvious how to stop sharing?
Yeah, little red dot up here. I'm off of there.
Okay. Catherine, you try. Now make sure you have something on the screen that you're willing to share.
Not sure what it is, but we'll try. There.
There we go.
It was slides.
Okay. And how about stop sharing?
Okay, red button. Right
there. Cool.
It's a red tag.
Yeah. So I think this is kind of showing how easy it is. Richard McCammon, I see your hand up. Is that Richard we're hearing in the background or no?
This is Richard's.
Oh.
I was distracted, and I wanted to show that when you share a screen, it can be a live screen in the sense that you're on a website where you have some controls or can demonstrate something to a student. In this case, it was at a family tree site. So that's all I wanted to demonstrate.
Right, cool.
Okay.
I see that. Yes. So it's great for teaching. All right. And to that, the last thing I'm going to do then is go to, no, can't do that. See, now I am messed up with these virtual. I would like to go to, I can't do it, no. Exit full screen there, that's a key. No, still doesn't. Well, Jim, could I, but that's not. I'm looking for my Chrome and I can't find it. Jim.
Yeah.
Would you share screen and go to the zoom.us website? Or Michael, if Jim, you'd rather not. Yeah, so. You too. Okay. So just go to zoom.us because I just want to leave everybody with where to go to learn lots more. Zoom.us, and you don't have to have an account. You don't have to log in. But in the upper right-hand corner now, you see the word support. And then you see all these popular topics, and then there's more videos, and then scroll down even further, and you have live training. I encourage anybody who really wants to learn this stuff, I encourage you to go to live training. They have meetings like this, and they let you try things, and they are the experts. And if you can't join a truly live one, they do have recorded of all of them. Now just back up though, and let's show them a very short video that they have on sharing screens.
Chris, before you leave,
yes,
would you please tell us how you got the survey up on the screen and could see the results of that?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
So
ready?
so Jim, just back up one screen, so your browser window to the left, yeah, and scroll up to the popular topics and audio, video, and sharing, the second one, and find screen sharing, sharing your screen, the one with little star. Oh, did you share sound?
In this video,
Yep.
you learn how to share content within a Zoom meeting. Simply select Share Screen at the bottom of your meeting window to get started. From here, you'll be given various options for sharing, such as sharing your full desktop or an individual application you have open on your computer. You can also access advanced sharing options and the ability to share an individual file from a specific location as well. If you're planning to share content that contains audio, such as a third-party video, be sure to select Share Computer Sound in the bottom left-hand corner to ensure that your participants can hear your computer sound as you're sharing. When you're ready, select Share on the right-hand side. Once content sharing begins, you can always stop the share to stop sharing content with others at any time. If you need to pause the share to take a momentary break or prepare other materials, this is an option as well. Or if you'd like to share a new piece of content, you can simply select New Share and select another piece of content for a seamless transition.
Okay, and then one more, since he asked the question about doing polls. That's called a poll. See if you can go back to the Zoom support, the Zoom Help Center.
Okay.
And this time, let's just search for polls.
Polling for meetings.
Still seeing your face.
Whoops. How's that?
That's better.
All right. Polling,
Yes.
polling for meetings.
Uh-huh.
That's what you want?
Yes. And let's watch that little video.
Hey everyone, Farrah from Zoom here. On this short video, we're going to review polling for your in-meeting experience or your virtual classroom. As the host, you can see that I already have a polling button built into the toolbar along the bottom. And when I click this, this will give me the ability to launch any polls that I've already set up between world history and U.S. presidents, for example. When I'm ready to launch this poll for my class, I'll click Launch Poll button. And then I'll be able to keep track in real time as my participants are responding to the poll. So we can see here we have two questions basically around some of the wars from previous centuries. And we can see as the responses start coming in, I can see 2 out of 7 people have responded. And there's a timer up top too, so I can tell everybody this is a pop quiz. We have 10 more seconds for you to get your answers in. And then once those answers are completed, I can click End Poll. We'll just go with what we have here.
What happened? We lost sound. Or I did.
1914 for World War I class, so they can see what the results are as well. And although this doesn't tell me who answered what, I can pull the report after the meeting has concluded to actually see who in my class responded correctly to the answer. When I click Stop Sharing, I will have the opportunity to relaunch the poll. It's very important to note here that if you relaunch a poll, it starts it from scratch, starts it from zero, and there's no way to pull that report from the first poll that you launched. Please keep that in mind. Now, I've pre-created this poll. I've already added it from directly from the website. I'll share the web page here so you can see where you can find polling. From any meeting you've already scheduled, all you need to do is scroll to the bottom of the page to see any polls you've already created. You can edit them here, and you can also add additional polls here. Hope this video was helpful and gets you off to the right foot on starting polls with your classrooms or your in-meeting experience. If you have any other questions, please check out our support page at support.zoom.us. And have a great day. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Did that answer? And if that didn't answer your polling question, then there's the written documentation goes into lots more detail.
I do have one question.
Yeah, Jolyn.
She had put the polling link on the bottom of her screen as host. Is that something that is automatic as if you are hosting? Or do you have to go set that up from the website?
It's a setting.
Thank you.
It's a setting to include polls in your meeting. Yeah, Michael.
I was just going to say too, you can do one on the fly though. I was just going to say too, you can do one on the fly though. You can create one on the fly. Just so you know.
Good to know. Yeah, I thought I had to do it beforehand.
No, you can do it in the meeting, and you can actually, with that same poll, let's say we have more people come in, you can actually reopen the poll and do it again. Just saying, you can.
Didn't get the answer you wanted? Let's try again. Vote often. Okay, well, we are at 5 minutes past the hour. I am just really happy that you all joined us here. I hope, let's see, click a yes if you learned something. Up in there we go. Nice green check marks. I like that. And anything to end with, Jim?
I don't think so. I just really appreciate it. I'm so glad everybody came. This has just been wonderful. And yeah, we'll have to do this again. This is really cool.
And if you want, I noticed there was a lot of chat, and I'm sure there's a few that we missed. If you click on the little 3 dots at the very bottom of the chat, you have the option to save the chat. Now, and that gets saved in your Zoom. Where do they find a save chat, Michael?
When you, okay, so save chat. Go ahead. Somebody answer. Go ahead.
Documents, Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Documents in Zoom. Okay. In your My Documents under Zoom. Okay.
You can choose where that goes too. I changed mine, so it just goes into with my videos with the chat too. So that's where I save mine. You can change it, but it goes in your Zoom folder normally.
Lots and lots of settings.
Lots and lots of settings, and we're learning more and more about them all the time.
All right. Well, we're going to end this now, and if you have any further questions, you know where our Geeks on Tour Q&A page is, right?
I just want to say thank you. First of all, let me at least say that I know I left a comment in there, but I say thank you because you guys teach the way you teach and the way you show. I really do appreciate it. It's really good stuff, and I know that you learn a lot from my community, but I learn a lot from your community as well. Doing these kind of things helps me learn a little bit too, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Okay. Well, and thank you. All right. Well, you can, if you need to leave a meeting before it's ended, you should see the red leave meeting in the lower right, or if you're on a mobile device, it's in the upper right. But if Jim ends the meeting, bye.
Thanks, guys.
We will end the meeting then.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, stay healthy.
Yeah.
Stay healthy.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions, ask them.
In the Q&A page, Geeks on Tour.